Hello and welcome to today's United Kingdom Talk. My name's Chris Reardon and I have had a new London tourist type experience. It's funny actually, you know, when you're living in the country that they have lots of tourist things for people who don't live in the country and you just don't do them, do you? Now I have to admit, I didn't actually pay to do this. This was complimentary, okay? The other day, last Wednesday, I did a little job on a rather nice boat called the Silver... Oh, what was it now? The Silver Sturgeon, I think it is. And this is a boat on the Thames. Now, can I just point out, this isn't your usual run-of-the-mill, rowdy, booze cruise disco boat. Okay, this is class. This is class, and it was a charity event that I was doing with a few friends of mine, 3 other singers, and I was the DJ, and there was a band as well. And the charity event was for the Mayor of Lambeth. Now, you might have remember, those of you that have been with us for a while, we did do an interview with the Mayor of Lambeth in the last quarter of last year. I can't remember the date of it, to be honest, but if you have a look on the main website, unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, you should be able to see it there. Anyway, this thing was raising money for this particular charity. And on the boat, were some very important people. I mean, apart from me, there were very, very important people on that boat, lovey. I couldn't believe it. Mayors. There were so many mayors. There was the Mayor of Lambeth, the Mayor of Southwark, all sorts of people there, dear. So important. There were such important people, lovey. And I'm not very good at dressing up, okay? As some of you already know, I really have no sense of dress at all. When I go out to some places sometimes and I look at how well people are dressed. And I'm jealous, boys and girls. I get jealous because I cannot dress. I find it very, very difficult to dress nicely. Anyway, I thought about this boat thing and I thought, well, I know there's going to be mayors and important people. I better look quite smart. I'll put a shirt and I'll put a red shirt on and a pair. And I actually have these jeans on that I've got on today. My G-Star jeans set near... How much were these? £90, dear, that I purchased last year just to go and see Suko from New York when she came to visit the United Kingdom of Great Britain, dear. Yes. So I had those on. We had to meet at the South Bank, which is on the south, on the south side of the Thames in the centre of London. I left my house at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, we had to board the boat or be in position for 7 p.m, okay? Now, when I have an important thing like that to do, I panic that I'm not going to be there on time. All right? If you ever book me to do a party, I guarantee you I will be on time because I panic so much. And it's about an hour and a half. It should be about an hour and a half's journey from here to get to Waterloo and then park, right? I left here at 4 o'clock for 7, thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get caught in all sorts of traffic. There's going to be nowhere to park. Panic, panic, panic. I was parked and in position by 5:10. Amazing, isn't it, dear? 5:10, I was there already. So I parked the car, and I actually parked the car almost on the roundabout, just before the roundabout at Waterloo Bridge. You've got the main bridge that goes over the Thames, and on each side of the bridge are little roads that come up on the side, and at the end of them is 3 parking spaces, and there wasn't any people parking in any of them. So I was able to park there. I put my money in the meter to feed the meter up to 6:30, and after 6:30 the parking is free. So you just put enough money. It was costing me about £6 or £7, I suppose. And it was 5:10. I thought, oh well, I'll just have a walk around. So I walked around and I bought a bag of chips, rather nice chips. But because of my new haircut, I mean, the wind was biting it was biting that afternoon. Absolutely biting. And I had to go into a tourist shop, dear, and purchased a hat. I don't know if I brought it up here with me. I don't think I did. It's just one of those normal woolen hats. Not one of the stupid ones with the things hanging down the side. Or this year's stupid hat with the bit on the top that folds back. I mean, what's all that about? I mean, these hats, these fashion hats, they don't even look warm to me. This was just a woolen hat with a lining, and I put it on my ears. Oh, and it was lovely and warm. In the shop, they had these other stupid hats with horns sticking out of them and all sorts of bells hanging from the end. I mean, you must be mad to wear one of these. I mean, are they fun? Am I missing something here? Am I just a miserable old git who doesn't find things funny? Is that what it is, lovey? I don't know. So I got that, walked around a bit more, and then, you know, I looked at shops and things like that. Walked up and down the South Bank. They've got not ice skating. What are those board things? Board skating? Skateboards. They have a little skateboard area, and I was watching some of the kids on their skateboards. How do they stay on those things? I have tried before, and I can't do it. There was on Norfolk Island in Australia, one of the ladies who invited me round to her house for dinner, her son, who's I think about 15, 16, he's got a skateboard, right? And it's even worse than the ones with 4 wheels. This one has only got 2 wheels, one at the front, one at the back, and it twists in the middle. How on earth do you stay on these things, kids? Tell me, please. Because I don't know. My email address, incidentally, is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, right? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. So I walked around a bit more, and then it was 7 o'clock, so I went back to the car. I got my bag with my laptop, all my music's on the laptop, and another bag with headphones and things in it, and I walked down, and the boat had arrived. And so I was, we had to hang around for a little bit, and then I went on the boat and unloaded my stuff. And I'm like, oh, where's all the people then? Oh, they're going on the London Eye first. You know, the big Ferris wheel? You can go on there as well if you want. I said, oh, can I? And they said yes. I said, all right, I'll have a go at that. Right? So I dropped my stuff off and then went to the London Eye, and there was no queue at all. I think I'm sorry, I'm coughing today. I've woken up this morning and the asthma's playing up again. Sometimes it's not there at all. Other times it is. And do you know what? I'm convinced this asthma is not actually caused mainly by the cat. I have a feeling it's to do with the cold weather as well. Whenever it gets cold, it starts again. In Australia, nothing. Nothing for 3 weeks. So I think I've got a combination of a problem with cat fur and the cold weather. It'd be very interesting to see. I mean, maybe in the summertime I should let the cat into the house and see what happens. There's a thought. Anyway, go back to this. So I thought, yeah, I'll go on that London Eye then as part of the sort of package of doing this job. So I went to the queue. There was no queue. Walked up the stairs, and then I got on the pod, into one of the pods, sort of within 5 minutes. And I'm looking at this thing. And, you know, it's not until you stand at the bottom of it, until you realise how enormous this thing is. The London Eye is massive. This thing is just massive. I walked into this pod, right, and I looked around, and people got on the pod. I think they were a party, and I didn't know any of them, but they got on, seemed friendly enough, so that was all right. And then I looked around, and I looked up, and I thought, my God, that's high. And then the door closed on the pod. And I immediately thought, I don't want to be on this. Not because of the people around me. I just didn't want to be on it. You understand what I mean? It's a bit like going on a roller coaster. Only it's nowhere near as fast as that. But I wouldn't go on a roller coaster. And it's not like rides at Disney or Great Universal or something like that. You know, where you kind of, you queue up, don't you? You queue up to go on these rides, right? And then as you get closer to the front, you can roughly see what all the ride's about. And then if you get to the front and you're thinking, no, I don't want to do this, you usually then go out of a little gate and back down some other stairs, and you don't have to do the ride. The London Eye is not like that, okay? once those doors are closed and it's moved forward, you cannot get off again. It's as simple as that. You can't get off. And these doors closed, and I thought, oh no, no, this really isn't for me. And it starts moving up, and very quickly, the area where the door had been, where you step out, disappeared as it started going up. And of course, you know, if you were which you can't, I mean, you can't open the doors, but even if you were able to do so, there's nothing to step out onto now. It's gone, it's moved around, mate. And I sat down there. There's the seating area in the middle. All these people are standing around, you know, right at the glass of the pod. I and another lady are sitting down on this bench thing, and I said to this, and I thought, I better not show people that I'm scared, because they were all happily, they're all there. There's another, and there's a boy in there serving glasses of, it might have been champagne or wine, I don't know, or orange juice, whatever you wanted. They're all happily standing there holding these glasses, you know, leaning on the glass, dear. They're leaning on the glass. And they're looking out, and I thought, oh no, I don't like this. And I said to this woman next to me, I said, are you a bit wary of standing up? And she says, no, not at all, I'm pregnant. So I went, to sit down. That's my husband over there. She pointed that out very quickly. You know, presumably she thought I was chatting her up. I mean, she wasn't that good looking, dear. I mean, she was all right, don't get me wrong. But she weren't the sort of person that I'd want to chat up. Wrong sex for a start. The husband was actually quite nice, though. He had a kilt on. They had bagpipes, so presumably they'd been playing somewhere. So as this thing is moving higher, I'm going, oh, do you know, I'm talking to myself here. I didn't make this known to anyone. I thought, my chest is getting tight now. I'm going to have an asthma, and I haven't got my asthma thing with me. Of course, I then convinced myself, which of course is what it was a panic attack. Okay? I didn't want to be in this thing. I certainly didn't want to go any higher. We'd only just started moving up, dear. Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Anyway, as it went higher and higher, I didn't look down. I tried to keep my eyes straight out or up, right? And I have to say, as it went up and up and up, the views that you see across London are absolutely magnificent. You will not be able to see a view across London anywhere better, perhaps other than in an aeroplane, okay, than you can on the London Eye. Right? Fantastic. You are higher, much higher, not just a bit, you are much higher than Big Ben. It looked to me that you were higher than the Post Office Tower, St Paul's Cathedral. You can see the River Thames running right down, all the bridges. Just amazing. Now, remember, we were doing this at night. This would have been about 7:30 at night. And you can see all the lights and everything. Just absolutely amazing. The most amazing view you'll ever see. And I would say to you, you know, if you're okay with heights and you don't mind being shut in one of these pods, then you must do that. If you come to London at any point, you must go on the London Eye. Now, I believe at one point, these pods, they're like the little units that you stand or sit in. I believe at one point they had glass bottoms. I'm not sure if that's right. They don't have glass bottoms anymore, and thank God for that. Oh, that would have really done me in. Glass bottoms in the old pods there. So it went up higher and higher. I'm looking straight forward. I did manage to get a few photographs done, so not too bad. And the strange thing is, when it gets to the top, once it had got to the top and started coming down again, I felt better. I think it was the thing where it's going up and up, to be honest. Once it's going up, and you don't know where it's going to stop, you see, that's the problem. I mean, how much longer is it going to keep going up? This thing. Oh, it's just. Anyway, it got to the top. It started coming down again, and I thought, oh, I feel a little bit happier now. And I carried on snapping a few photographs as it was going round, and then when it got to the bottom, the doors opened, and I think you don't get too long to get off, you know. And I was first out. I couldn't wait to get off this thing. So as I say to you, I didn't enjoy the experience, but that's me. It's nothing to do with the pod, okay? I don't like heights, and I think I'm a bit funny with enclosed spaces as well. You'd never get me going down a pothole or in caves. I mean, why on earth anyone would want to crawl through small cracks in rocks is completely beyond me, dear. What will someone please tell me the point of doing that? So, highly recommended. Come to London. If you're okay with heights, you're okay in enclosed spaces, you get on that London Eye. It's worth, I don't know how much it is to do it, because this was included in the job that I did, but whatever is the price, it's got to be worth every penny for the experience of seeing right over London. At one end I could see Crystal Palace, the BBC transmitters, and beyond, and on the other side there was at Wembley Stadium. You could see the arch, and way beyond that you can see right across London. Fantastic. I cannot praise this London attraction enough. Alright, you have got to go on that if you ever come to London, the London Eye on the South Bank. But remember, you will be going very, very high, and that. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to tell you. Even though I was nervous and all that, I have to say to you, if you were to close your eyes on this experience, you would not know it's moving. Okay, it does not shake at all. It's like standing on a solid floor. You really wouldn't. It doesn't shake, not even a tiny bit. You know, and it was a bit windy. Okay, the thing doesn't move. It doesn't vibrate or shake or anything. You wouldn't know it was moving. All right, so I just want to point that out. Don't think it's like wobbles a little bit now and again. There's nothing. You just wouldn't know. Okay, so I just wanted to say that to you. Oh, I don't like that. It might start shaking. No, it doesn't shake at all. Okay, so we did that. We then got on the boat, the Silver Sturgeon, and again a wonderful boat, a really classy boat. And we had something to eat. I did a little bit of DJing, the band did some playing, and my God, I mean, it was over as quickly as it started. It really was. Really, really fantastic night, and they made money for the Mayor of Lambeth's appeal. All right, so I wanted to share you that experience of the London Eye. If you do come to London one go, please don't ask me to come on there with you, because I won't. All right? Has anyone else been on a London Eye? Want to share your experience? Let us know on the email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say is, we went on at night, as I say, 7 o'clock at night, so everything was dark, all the lights were on. I would imagine that it would be a completely different experience during the daytime. So if you can afford it, as I say, I don't know how much this thing costs. If you can afford it, go on the nighttime one and the daytime one as well, okay? And then you'll get the best of both worlds. All right then, boys and girls, email time. First of all, Doug in Akeley. Hello, Doug. Who says, because Suko has recently been to Disney. Doug says, never been to Disney, but been to Disneyland 2 times back when I was a kid, early 60s and 70s. Very cool place. The Techie House is my favourite. I can't remember the Techie House. I don't remember that, Doug. But I think I am due another visit soon to Disney. Now, years ago, I did, and I'm going back here 18 or 19 years. Years ago, you remember I always talk about my best friend Ron. Well, I did go out with him for a while, for about a year, over 19 years ago. And for his birthday once, I was supposed to take him to Florida, right? But it never happened because we split up, and that was all that business. And then there was all the dirt that goes with it. And then as time comes on, it's all forgotten, isn't it? So it didn't happen. Now I know he still wants to go, and I want to go as well. So I'm hoping at some point that he'll be able to go to Disney with us again in Florida, because I haven't been for years, and I love it. And it's so much better than Euro Disney. I mean, it really is. Euro Disney is like a small portable toilet in comparison to the Disney at Florida. It really is. Hello to Tina. You know, remember Tina? She was mentioning her net curtain story. I love this one. Hiya, Chris. This is my net curtain story. We did not have net curtains up in our kitchen, and sometimes I would pop in there with just my bra and pants on. I have not been well for a while and was taken to hospital by ambulance, but only kept overnight. Well, last week, my 90-year-old neighbour came over and said, how long was I in hospital for? I said, only overnight. And he said, because he had not seen me in the kitchen in the early hours. No wonder he always had a smile on his face. The next day we got rushed out and got some new nets for the kitchen. Oh, was he watching you, dear? Oh, aren't you cruel, Tina? That poor old man, probably the only bit of pleasure he gets out of life now is watching you walk into the kitchen in your bra and pants, dear. Terrible. Mind you, sometimes, Tina, I must admit, I do like to get changed by an unnetted window. I quite like people looking, really, to be honest. Yeah, I might stand there in a small pair of pants. Well, I don't wear underwear. I don't wear underwear. It's just something else to wash, isn't it, dear? You know? I have to tell you, one day I did look out the window once, and one of my neighbours across, we don't really, I mean, they're okay, but we don't really make much conversation. Maybe hello, and that's it. And he'd left his living room curtains open, and I could see in the window, and he had a massive television before anyone else in this street. Yeah, and he was watching dodgy films. And I could see him through my window. I thought, you dirty old pervert. What a cheek, dear. He was watching those films with the curtain wide open, dear. Shocking, absolutely shocking. Hello to Vicky. Hello, Vicky, my darling. From New York. Hi, Chris. When were you in New York City? Ooh. I think it was 2003 the last time I was there. I'm sure it was 2003. Vicky says, I'm lucky to live about an hour and a half north of New York City. Close enough for all the benefits, like access to some of the best doctors and hospitals in the world. Far enough away so that I don't have to deal with the traffic. Yeah, well, I'm a bit like that for London. I'm quite close to London for all the benefits that London has. Some of the best hospitals in the world and this, that and the other. I always worry a little bit too much about moving too far away from a hospital, you know? Funny, isn't it, really? I mean, that Norfolk Island in Australia that I was on, I'd love to live there. But a hospital, I mean, it's like a wooden thing, and I don't know. I have a feeling if you were really ill, they wouldn't be able to do much there, you know? Vicky says, it's been a while since I've been to the UK. The last trip must have been in July 2001. Unfortunately, I can't watch Monday's live shows because I have to be at work by 7:30 AM our time, so I'm already on the road by the time your live show starts. I noticed that you added the last Monday's show to YouTube. Nice to have them all in one list. I hope your garden is showing signs of spring. Thank you, Vicky. Yes, we are now able to, although the last show I wasn't able to put on the YouTube, if I remember rightly, but they should go up there from now. The live shows, if you do miss them, you can find on the usual site, unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, right? unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. You can, of course, join us for the live chat show. That's on Mondays at 12 o'clock UK time, between 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? 12 PM and 2 PM UK time. And once again, for that, just go to the main United Kingdom Talk website, unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Top left-hand corner, click the Listen Live button, and it will take you there. All right? Thank you, Vicky. And my garden, yes, indeed, is showing signs of spring. My crocuses, or croci, they were the other day in the most beautiful sunshine, fully open. I've got snowdrops in the garden and everything, but I will say the daffodils are rather late this year. I have remembered the last few years they seem to have been coming up in late January, early February. No sign of those this year. They're certainly not open yet, but the yellow bud is now on the top. But they're a good 6 or 7 weeks later than they were last year. On the other hand, I'm not surprised with the cold weather that we've had here in the UK, my darling. All right. Let's have a look here. Oh, where are we going here? I'm getting confused here. How long have we got? 2 minutes. Okay. Another one from Vicky here. And it do say, just finished to the Thursday, March the 4th show, and wonder if your tomato problem from last summer was completely due to overwatering and watering from the top down. I'm sure it was. I'm sure there was far too much water dumped on those plants last year. That's what caused that problem. Let's see. I'm not a gardening expert, or neither am I, Vicky, but last summer the northeastern US experienced a terrible tomato blight, which hit very quickly in early to mid-July, much as your tomato blight hit in Bracknell. Oh, right, okay. It began with a few brown spots, yes, correct, and quickly spread. Yeah, it spreads very... You've got to chuck those tomatoes. You know, as soon as you get those brown spots, pull them off and chuck them away, because there's nothing you can do with them. And then the plants had to be destroyed. Same with me. We were told that the tomato blight here was caused by a combination of a very aggressive strain of tomato fungus and cool wet weather, which allowed the fungus to spread extra quickly. If we had experienced some kind of high temperatures that we usually get in the summer, the heat probably would have killed much of the fungus and greatly lessened the damage to the local crops. In fact, I remember the newspapers mentioning that this strain of tomato fungus was related to the fungus that caused the potato famine. So maybe it was the same sort of thing there, really. I'm pretty convinced that my problem was mainly caused by myself watering all the plants from the top and doing it for an hour a night. Okay, I'm pretty sure of that. But I think someone else said if you've had the tomato blight, it might come back the next year. So that's why I haven't planted it. I've got some seeds downstairs, but I still haven't put them in. And certainly the pepper seeds are now probably too late. You've got to get them in really early. I think the growing season for peppers is even longer than it is tomatoes. I'm not quite 100% on that. Vicky says, frankly, I find it scarier, the whole Toyota recall situation. Well, I've got a Toyota Aygo, to be honest, and I couldn't be happier with it. I love my Toyota Aygo. I really do. I haven't had really any serious problems. Luckily, I decided not to garden last year and gave up my allotment down at the garden club's patch last night. Any trace of remorse I had doing so was completely wiped out when I saw the blight that did to my friends' gardens. I had an allotment once. Well, hard work, they're blooming hard work, they are, allotments. Good job you gave it up, dear. Good luck with the blueberry plants and your new health regime. I think I remember you buying a wee fit last year. Is that right? Well, yes, I did. But I still haven't started using it, really, to be honest. Okay? If so, how do you like it? Well, like I say, still haven't done it yet. I've got to get on that wee fit. I still do my swimming and my cycling, though. Thank you, Vicky. That's it from the show today. A couple of emails here from Ian and Silva and Jennifer and Suko as well. They'll come up in the next show. The email address to the show is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Thanks very much for listening and watching, all right? See you on the next show. Bye-bye now.